The Battle of Basiani was fought, in the 13th century, between the armies of the Kingdom of Georgia and the Seljuqid Sultanate of Rum in the Basiani Vale, 60 kilometers northeast of the city of Erzurum in what is now Northeast Republic of Turkey. The battle is variously dated between 1202 and 1205, but 1203 or 1204 has lately been given preference. The contemporary Muslim analyst Ibn Bibi places the battle in 598 r. The modern Turkish historians identify the castle of Misingad as the location of the battle. The battle was one of those several conflicts between the Georgian monarchs and the Seljuqid rulers of Anatolia that fill the region's history of the 11th–13th century. It marked yet another attempt by the Seljuqids to stem the Georgian advances southward. The story of this conflict is narrated in the contemporary Georgian, Armenian and Islamic sources. The Sultan of Rum, Iuk ad-Din Suleiman Shah II, fought hard, with considerable success, to reassemble once a vast state fragmentized under his late father Kilij Arslan II. Initially, his relations with the neighboring Kingdom of Georgia were ostensibly peaceful, including the exchange of embassies and precious gifts. However, Suleiman Shah's 1201 takeover of Erzurum, whose last Seljuqid ruler Hayla ad-Din was, at that time, a tributary to the Georgian crown, brought Suleiman Shah II into an inevitable confrontation with the Georgians. The Sultan further resented a tribute levied by the Georgian rulers upon the neighboring Muslim beyliks and requested its withdrawal in an ultimatum, presented to the Georgian queen regnant Tamar. According to the Georgian Chronicle, Suleiman Shah's emissary delivered a highly offending letter to Tamar in which the Sultan threatened to take her as a concubine upon his conquest of Georgia. Suleiman Shah, joined by his vassal beys, crossed into the Georgian marchlands and encamped in the Basian Vale. Tamar quickly marshaled an army throughout her possessions and put it under command of her consort, David Soslan. From their base in Javakhtai, the Georgian troops under Soslan and Emir Spasalar Zachariah Makhagdali made a sudden advance into Basian and assailed the enemy's camp. In a pitched battle, the Seljuqid forces managed to roll back several attacks of the Georgians but were eventually overwhelmed and defeated. Loss of the Sultan's banner to the Georgians resulted in a panic within the Seljuk ranks. Suleiman Shah himself was wounded and withdrew to Erzurum. The victory at Basian allowed Georgia to secure its positions on the southwest and keep the Seljuqid resurgence in check, but Erzurum was henceforth to remain within the domains of the Sultans of Rum.